Yes, we're John.
John.
Are we John?
John. We're John.
It's 3 p.m. We're here.
We're here.
Because we're John.
We're John. Yeah, we are John. We're drawn. We're drawn.
Oh my gosh, Rebecca Thornburg here at the opening. And Dean Baxendale.
Amazing.
Christy Moore-Lamaster.
We are drawn.
Dorik Golku. David Howe.
Everyone's here for
Brennan Power. It just wouldn't be drawn to fantasy without
Brennan Powers.
And Lexi.
Not to mention James Modgling. That's a name. I like that one a lot.
He's always here.
I like modglings. I need to draw what a modgling looks like,
Please,
Ange.
start off your day with a
modgling. We're drawn. We're drawn. Modglings. We got South Carolina in the house.
Yeah, call out. Where you guys
and
at?
Erica Alona's here.
Let's be all together.
And let's not forget Eric Burkert. We're drawn to fantasy. Yes. Today is April 16th, 2020. This is episode 26. We now know. I am your host, Tony DiTerlizzi, here with the oft-imitated but never replicated Angela DiTerlizzi, my bride of 20 years plus 7 years of dating. That's what you call layaway, folks. And she's got the patience for it, and my dad jokes. We are here today. The setup may look a little different, and you may be like, wow, it's kind of dark. There's not a lot of light. In fact, you only see one light source. All the lights are off in the studio because today we transfer and trace. Yes, I have the board. It is and you can testify, it's pretty good size. I mean, you can see it's filling the entire...
what is that, 16?
I blew the sketch up, so we had the sketch, which you guys remember. I'm not going to bother with an entire recap. I think we all know. Oh, here's the sketches right here. We had a sketch that we did back on the 9th. Remember that? 30 weeks ago, or at least it feels like it, of a Spiderwick-inspired Sprite.
Amelia Pendleton is here for as long as she could be. She's an essential worker.
Oh my gosh, Amelia, thank you for taking the time to join us today. That's awesome. This is a color study, and you can see the color study is significantly smaller. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I blew her up, I enlarged her to an 11 by 14, which I don't, as I've said 9,000 times, my color printer's on the fritz, although I am working on it. And I will be able to print this at this normal size eventually, but in the meantime, I had to splice it between two sheets of paper. So it's 11 by 14, and I don't know, it's double that in size because we got to get all those grass blades coming off the top of her head. We are going to loosely use Color Study 2. Ange and I discussed it. I have done some digital tweaks on it, and I will show you those tomorrow, because we actually we'll get some color down today, Ange, but not a whole lot. The first thing we're going to do...
So it's going to be drawing today.
Today
is about transferring drawing.
Today is going to be transferring the drawing onto Bristol. This is I think this is a 4-ply. This is actually, to be honest with you, I went in my flat files to see what Bristol board I had left that was large. This is left over from the broken ornament. This feels like 4 or 5 ply Strathmore plate Bristol board. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to trace it very quickly with a hard to find number 2. This is a Ticonderoga number 2 pencil. I'll turn it in the light so you can see there. So that's what I'm going to do. While I'm tracing, Ange will take your questions. And I think, Ange, we'll get the drawing transferred today. I'll clean that drawing up with a colored pencil. And I'm pretty sure we can get the underpainting and maybe even the shadows in. That's my goal for today. And then tomorrow we really start laying the color in. So this will also mark this is the 3rd time I'll have drawn it.
Veros asked if we could do this on YouTube because he really wants to watch this on his TV.
Oh, we have thought about that. And you're not the first to mention this or request this. And, maybe. I even thought about taking as you know, I've been archiving every one of these videos as I've been doing them on my Facebook page. And I thought about downloading the videos and also uploading them onto YouTube. But here's the thing. They look fine for as far as Facebook is concerned, but they're not so great as far as YouTube. Like the quality is kind of pixely.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Pippin has decided it's playtime. As always, just to give you background and welcome you to my day, he hasn't been down here at all day. It's been quiet all day. Now, at 3 o'clock, he's decided it's playtime. And just kind of wrestling with
his timer. I'm throwing the toy a couple times, so he'll, be occupied.
So, yes.
And he has a box.
Anyway, we've thought about putting this stuff on YouTube, and maybe we'll migrate it over there eventually. I have been told that you can do live on YouTube, because that's really, to be honest with you, my favorite aspect about this is that
it's not just a tutorial.
No, it's not even really a tutorial.
No.
Let's be honest. I'm sharing what I know, but
you're not saying this is what I do. You're not doing that step by step.
No, I'm just like, here's how I do it, and hopefully you'll learn by watching me do it. Anyway, what I do love is the interaction. That is my favorite aspect of this, is to feel like we're actually all here together right now in this moment. And I just have to look into what the logistics of that are in YouTube. And whether I want to move.
It's okay if you're late. You were outside applauding the essential workers in sunny Scotland.
That's amazing.
I'm happy to hear that it's sunny in Scotland.
Yeah.
That's great
It's
news.
sunny out here today.
Yeah, I love Scotland.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. We spent some time there, and
So
we
awesome.
would go promote the Spiderwick books. So that was a while ago. We went to Edinburgh, Glasgow. I'm trying to remember what other, probably just the big cities. But golly, we loved it. The food, the people, everything. And I remember I just kept joking with we had what they call a media escort. That's the person that drives the authors around to book events and works with the bookstores. And when we were in Edinburgh, I was like, "Does J.K. Rowling live there? Does J.K. Rowling live there? Is that where J.K. Rowling lives? Or does she live over
Every
here?"
castle.
Yeah. Can we go knock on the door? Let's see if she wants to come out.
Somebody said, I just read, when's the Tony DiTerlizzi pandemic sketchbook coming out?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what would be awesome? What if we put together
The pandemic going away?
like a pandemic sketchbook, and then we sold them for like $20, and then donated all the money to independent bookshops.
Ooh, I like that.
Could do something like that.
Yeah, a little pay it forward. I'm cool with that. You know I'm good.
Little
Like
indie bookshops.
little indie bookshop love. They're all struggling right now.
They're all struggling. Some of our favorite bookshops. We got a email from Little Shop of Stories, which is down in Decatur, Georgia. One of our favorite independent bookshops. We love them all.
Right outside of Atlanta.
We're very, very close to
Closing.
Little Shop of Stories.
A lot of these shops are getting close to closing their doors.
Ooh, I'm seeing lots of hearts. I feel you guys would love that. Would you love if we did a sketchbook? Okay.
Well, that's good. Well, I laid out a sketchbook, Ange, as you know.
Patty Given was there meeting you when Little in Glasgow to get Spiderwick Chronicles signed.
Oh my gosh. Wow,
Yeah.
so you've been a fan for a long time. That is
awesome.
We did not look at each other to sync that up, by the way. That was just what happens after 27 years.
Pandemic sketchbook. I think we should do it.
What would we put in it?
All the stuff you've been working on. All the sketches you've been doing.
Yeah, maybe. I think it'll be a very random collection of sketches, but hey, stranger things have happened. We'll see.
Come on. I need those Harry Potter sketches collected.
They need to-
Remember those guys?
Those need to be in a thing. I'm actually talking to, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm talking to Simon & Schuster right now. I actually have some work to do for Kenny and the Dragon, and I'm talking to them to see if they're comfortable with me just doing that also live, just so you guys, we've spent over a week on this Sprite, which I'm happy to do, but it has no end game other than, kind of entertaining and for some, as you said, Ange, kind of a demonstration purposes. And I would say last week and the beginning of this week, my inbox blew up with work, stuff things, people needing things. I think everyone's getting used to the fact that we're kind of going to be in this for the long haul. And so I've got a lot of work to do. And so what I'd really like to do is just have this going every day in the afternoon while I'm working. And I could even do it quietly from like 2 to 3. I'm just working and remembering not to like pick my ears or pick my nose because people are watching. And then at 3 o'clock you come down and
that would be good.
That could be an interesting
good idea
thing.
Because as T said, I think what's happening is like everybody's just getting their groove on. Yeah. And so now, you know, a lot of the companies, like our publishers and stuff that we work with, have kind of hit their groove, and they're all doing their Zoom meetings all day long, and everybody's now getting into gear of all the materials that they need to kind of move forward to publish books.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've definitely gotten, you know, work stuff that we need to attend to, but we still want to be here for you guys too.
Yeah. So you can see I traced it. It looks like a tracing. There's nothing.
Kevin Sylvester said, "Zoom in, Justin and Laurent."
Yeah, no kidding. So there you go. You can see it's a very simple tracing, a guideline for me. And now I'm going to begin what I call the final drawing. That means I'm going to draw it for the final time. And Ange can tell you, I'm taking my sweatshirt off for this.
Whoa, it's like a reverse Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, getting ready.
Taking off layers.
Getting good. I got my Lucky Van Halen shirt on. Feeling good. I'm going to start
Is your camera zoomed in a weird way?
I don't believe so. It should be just a full
Oh, now it's
shot.
okay.
Should be just a full shot. And now I'm going to zoom way in on the face for you guys to watch. So you can see.
We could do
I don't need this. This will be somebody's today. This ginormo piece of junk pot. That'll be part of the junk pot today, Ange. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to pan back out just so you can see. This is a security blanket. So I'm panning it out, and just so you can see my setup really quick, and I need to grab a couple pieces of tape. I try to use the tape for multiple. This still has the green on it from when I painted the cover to Kenny and the Book of Beasts. That's going to keep that there. I'm going to, I really like some of the things that happened in this little face, and I want to replicate that. So I'm just going to fold this piece of paper. And I'm going to lay it right next to it. See that? Even a person who's been drawing for nearly 50 years needs a security blanket so that when I go to transfer this, I've got it. Okay? You may see the top of my head. I'm going to lighten what I've done just a little bit so these lines aren't too hard.
Stephen Dale said her bum shows from behind. Would you be able to see up her little skirt?
Oh my gosh. No, there'd be, what's it called? Not, what's it where they're...
Bloomers?
Well, yeah, I'm sure if they're... But I'm sure there's lots of pedaling and layers of petals.
Kremlin.
Thank you, the Kremlin. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't... Not the Kremlin.
The
Kremlin. Bear with me. One more. This is artist graphic tape, by the way. It's usually white. It's not super tacky. So I can stick it on the board. I'm not pressing very hard.
How do I know if you shared? How do you know if we have shared? You tell me that you've shared. It's a trust that we have.
We're in a trust circle. Ange, how does this view look on the screen? Is this okay?
I can see your hand.
Oh, the hand's fine. It's just...
That looks good to me.
Okay, good. I didn't want to...
I mean, I am a couple seconds behind when I'm watching it on the monitor here, so I'll find out in a second. Let's see. Did you make this light table, or is it a commercial one?
It was commercially made, but it's very, very old.
Why don't you use mechanical pencils?
I do sometimes.
You know what? I don't love mechanical pencils.
You don't.
I do not. You draw most of the time with a number 2. You usually don't draw with a mechanical.
No.
For me, when we play D&D, we have a big old Ziploc filled with pencils.
Do you know why I use mechanical pencils?
Why?
So you guys don't have to sharpen pencils.
Ah.
That's why I do that. Otherwise, you guys, every 5 minutes, do you have a sharpener? Do you have a sharpener? So if I give you guys...
That's a good point.
If I give you guys...
I just don't... They just break all the time. But since I was a kid, I've always used a lot of pressure when I draw or write.
And too much lead then. The lead has to be really short. You don't need a whole lot of lead on a mechanical pencil.
Yes.
Little known fact.
Andrea said, I shared every time, but I never mentioned it. Sorry, I've never mentioned that you should mention it.
We're all learning.
But I think everybody's like, they saw this drawing today and like, I gotta get that. I hate them. They feel odd to me. Me too, David May.
Oh, yeah, there's David May, turncoat. Just always. He's like, well, got my prizes. Tell me who? I don't know about that guy.
Is it pixelated for you guys? I'm just curious. Hold on. I'm going to text our kid and see if she's on the internet. Which, if it is pixely, I'm going to check in, and that would be why.
I can look at mine. Hold on.
I'm past this tough point right here anyway. It looks good on my end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it feels good.
Okay.
You can share it any way you want, Rich Cook. He asked if he could share it outside of Facebook.
You can share it however you want. Share it on Twitter. Take a screenshot. Share it on Instagram.
Go look what this dude's doing.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
We're good. Get this out of the way.
We all share. We all want the junk pot. Okay, if I'm being totally honest, I haven't even looked if anyone's ever shared. I just pick a winner.
Don't tell them that. Well, it doesn't matter because the truth of the matter.
Listen, you're all here.
We're here.
That's the thing.
You're here.
It
we're
is
here.
not even about the sharing. It's about the caring. Okay?
It's there.
And you guys all care enough to be here with us.
We love.
Steve Jankowitz said he can't hear. Oh, Emily Martin. To see Martin. Looks fine on my Wi-Fi. Good.
Okay,
Not
good.
pixelated.
Okay,
Perfect.
good.
Thank you, guys. Awesome.
You may not be able to hear because I'm below the phone now. I'm not. Usually my mouth is right next to the phone like a microphone. And I'm not because I'm underneath the phone.
Lorinda Chapin's here. Our yesterday's winner.
Lorinda, a little package.
Did she send you? Oh, you sent
a
it
little
out?
something went out in the mail for you today.
Awesome.
I still have to send Dave Peterson's.
Dave was here today.
Oh, hey Dave. How are you? Yeah, I've got yours. I still got to send yours out, Dave. Let me see if I can get these.
It got
these
shared
hands
on
in
the
my-
Smart School chat a few days ago. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
That's very cool. Thank you.
Our good friend Scott Fisher teaches over at Smart School.
Donato Giancola is also, I believe, taught over there. I'm going to just look at my hands. So this is a great way where this can be a little security blanket for transferring. And I need it because I didn't warm up today, guys. I should have warmed up before I did this. Before I did the trace, to be honest with you. I'll lighten this up. Why didn't I warm up? I had a bunch of the emails were piling up. They have been really great emails, some lovely notes from people, but and work, and I'm just trying to stay in front of it.
Michael Harbor. I'm just here to flatter Anne shamelessly and steal all of Tony's skills.
Steal away. I'm not a hoarder with
Michael,
the
I
skills.
see you haven't won yet, so I like the shameless flattery.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
That's good. You guys are awesome.
I might be able to get this hand a little better, but I'll leave it right there for right now.
I feel like it could be better. I feel like the gesture hand is better than the one I'm drawing. Like there's something about this one that's just got a nice little life to it. Okay, so here's the other thing with this board. So this Bristol board has sizing. We talked about that before. Sizing. I don't know the exact definition, but I can tell you my artsy-fartsy definition is it has a coating on it. Probably, way back when, it probably would have been a thin coating of clay, Ange. I think that's what they would have done. Like a microscopic coating of clay so that you're not just painting on raw, pulpy paper. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So if I hit this too hard, so I'm drawing actually very lightly with this number 2. I'm not pressing that hard. But if I start going crazy with the erasing, it's going to affect the paper. It's going to start putting scars on the paper because it's going to start removing the sizing. We don't want that. And you may not even see it right away. You won't see it till you start putting paint down, and you're going to see it sponge up, or sometimes they actually look like little scars. So if I had say I erased a lot in this spot, when I go to put the paint down, the paint will go nice and even, and then you'll get this weird like it literally looks like a scar, and that's where the sizing, the edge of the sizing is, and the color will be darker in the fibrous parts of the board, and it'll be lighter like this, and it's a total pain to deal with. So you want to be very gentle at this stage, at least with the tools that I use. If you're using different tools,
I suppose these rules may not apply. But for what,
Seems
how
like
I
you guys are having a little trouble with the interwebs today. Is it freezing up? Let me know if it is. Tony can always reconnect if we have to.
Well, I have to tell you, it will tell me on my phone, and I'm looking at my phone right now. It will tell me if it'll say trying to reconnect, low rate or whatever, and I'm not seeing it do that. In fact, the picture quality looks good, and it will look bubbly on my end too. But it could just be the reality that there are way more people on the internet now than ever. I'm just repositioning this. I really want to get this hand. So the hand is really important to me. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can feel me sweating.
Sorry, I feel like I'm that person that's being like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. I'm glad you guys don't have issues. Perfect.
I actually think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just move this, and I'm just going to move the piece around so I got to get in and get that hand right. I'll try to do it so you can see.
Trying to position myself so I can get her arm right. Hopefully my head's not in the way. I've done that before.
Awesome. Good to hear, guys.
Okay, that feels a little better.
The face looks even better, T.
Yeah, well, I'm drawing it larger, right? So if you look at it, compared to the size we drew it before, if you bear with me, I'll go grab the original little sketch, or the finished sketch.
Hi, Robert Rogalski. Aw, he said, thank you for these videos. They're saving my life. I'm sending you in return a sculpture.
What? Whoa,
What?
Dude! Which reminds me, we still have...
Well, go. Sorry, I got all
So
excited.
I know, we still have the package from Eric Berker. It's still up in Sophia's room. I have to go get it, Eric. She's been hoarding it. That's all I can tell you. Anyway, I just want you guys to see this without... I don't want to fold this sketch. But, and to your point of like, wow, the face looks better, you can see the size difference in... Here, let me just move this. I keep taping it down so it doesn't fall. There we go. So this was the final sketch that we did on the 10th. And you can see her head's, you know, it's roughly the size of an eraser. And then you can see here, it's, you know, a little bit larger. So that allows me to get a little more detail. That's all. That's really all it comes down to. So.
I have to brag about Robert Rogalski.
Oh, also, last thing, I've drawn it 3 times now. So. Oh yeah, you like that? You like how that feels.
Robert, your tree, stop it, Tony. He sculpts these trees that are so cool. You guys need to take a look. Actually, Robert, are you on the Drawn to Fantasy fans of Drawn to Fantasy page? If you are, you should be. If you aren't, you should be. And if you are, you should post some of your cool trees and stuff.
Yeah, but hey, no pressure.
Yeah, you know, I'm just telling you.
You're just telling you to do it now.
I just think everybody would dig them.
Yeah, I think you're right. I follow you on Instagram, Rob, so I know that's where I see a lot of your stuff. I want to.
Yes, Tony's getting away from the mic a little bit occasionally because he's going down.
I'm going below, so the phone is very quickly, just so you guys can see why it is here. If this was my drawing table, side view, there's a tripod holding my phone parallel to the drawing. Normally, I'm here. This is me. La, 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 talking about myself. It's a lot of hairs. And I'm drawing, right? That's normally what I'm doing. So it's like a microphone, and I'm right here talking, right, like I'm doing right now. But because I have to get in on this, my head's now down here. I'm like literally like here looking at it and trying to draw and trying not to get my ginormous moon head in the picture. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be, in fact, on that note, Ange, I'm grabbing a pillow for my knees. They can only handle so many.
You're like, I'm grabbing a pillow to smother you with.
No.
Because you're getting down.
Yeah,
all right, use a
getting-
big voice.
I will try.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys can hear me. But it's easier for me to do it this way. And I can do this for a while until my knees say nope.
What size is this paper? Gage just signed on and wanted to know. Or your image.
Gage, I blew the fairy. The fairy we had been working at 8.5 by 11. I enlarged that 8.5 by 11 sketch to 11 by 14. And then transferred her. So this is roughly 14, I'm going to say 24 maybe by 11. It's big. It's a big size sheet of board. And 11 by 14 is one of my go-to sizes for painting. I didn't want to paint it any smaller because her head is so tiny. I want it to be a decent size. Also, that makes it easier for broadcasting. You guys can see it a little better if I'm working larger. So that's the answer to that. Thank you. We're gonna get a good drawing out of it, Ange. We'll figure the color out. I know you're a little worried, but we'll make it work.
I know we will make it work.
We always do.
We always do.
I like the second color palette that we did on the 14th. So that's 2 episodes ago. So that'd be episode 24. Yeah. Ange thinks it needs some work, so I think what I'm probably going to do in between, I'm not going to bother because I know you guys want to watch me paint, is between now and then I'm going to do a little digital work on it in Photoshop, and we'll use that printout as my color guide for this final one. But it is important to note that this would be the process. I mean, this is just part of the process. And at this point, this would have been maybe a day and a half worth of work between coming up with the design of the fairy.
Like you could do her
Coloring.
in like 2 days, right? 2 to 3 days, normally.
This whole thing from start to finish?
Yeah.
It would have been done in about 2 days, I think. You know, because once we start painting now, we know what we're doing. We've got the colors. And I know, Angie, you were worried about bringing some of the darks that were here in the leaf into her waist. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the sleeve in a little bit here. I'm hoping I don't regret this, but I'm going to cut the sleeve in a little bit. Only so I can get some kind of carapace or something here. And then I might try to bring some of it here.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
That'll just bring that.
Yeah.
That'll address that issue. Ange felt like the colors were almost too disconnected. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that. All right.
Well, yeah, because I feel like we only had the darks at that point, kind of in this right on her back of her wings.
Yeah. I'm going to put her all the way here. So I'm filling the screen completely. Let me get another little piece of tape to hold her. And
I love that. You guys are so funny. Somebody's like, I like the second one too. I love the first palette. I like the last one. See, this is the thing. There's no
right answer.
And, you know, Tony could paint how many sprites? You could paint 20 sprites, which you have. And each one is going to appeal to someone more or less because, you know, it's just even what palettes you're drawn to.
Yeah. You know who loves yesterday's color study the most?
Who?
Lorenda Chapin, because it's
because it's hers.
Because it's on its way to her.
That's funny.
So I'm just sketching in.
Random question from Penny Serrano Ramirez.
Hey, Penny.
Was your daughter into fairies growing up?
She was. She went through a fairy phase, and a unicorn phase, and a mermaid phase. We literally got the triple play of...
She was into unicorns before it was a thing. Like, I actually had to search
for
unicorn
stuffed unicorns.
Or just even unicorns in general. Like, I was buying... like vintagey unicorn stuff because I couldn't find...
Look at that, all that. It's almost like a stray sod with all that grass coming off the head. But remember the original... Sorry to cut you off, Ange. The original butterfly orchid had that. Maybe one more right here.
Yeah, so she was super into unicorns. She was super into fairies. She actually had fairies that came to visit her.
Many times.
And they left notes.
Yes.
On teeny tiny leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
with
that.
teeny tiny writing.
Yes, with it would be
tiny writing
notes. Thank you for believing in us.
Aww, and here's a coin because you lost your tooth. Sometimes she'd get that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely that.
Okay, that's the other wing. I think that's feeling pretty good. Here's my
Valerie Anderson.
drop of.
Thank you. Wants to let you know that you guys have been inspiring long before the pandemic.
Aww.
Spiderwick and your other books were a lifesaver.
Aww.
When we were stuck in a domestic violence situation.
Oh my goodness.
It was our escape before our escape.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Valerie.
thank you for sharing that with us. That's that takes a lot of courage to even say that, and I'm glad that these books that I've created were able to help you through a tough time. You know,
And I hope you're safe and sound now.
yeah. You make these things, and you guys are seeing it firsthand. This is it. I mean, this is pretty much. I mean, writing would be the version of this where I'm sitting in front of a computer and write three sentences, then stop and rewrite them. But it's this kind of, Ange will come down. Hey, do you want some lunch? Or what are you working on? Can I see? Sophia will come home from school and say hi. But the point is, it is a very isolated place. I'm in my mind a lot. I'm in my head a lot. And I don't often think how much the things I create can impact another person. So thank you for sharing that. It validates me.
Lexi thinks the Tooth Fairy trained to be a ninja because she's so quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fairy magic is like so many things, right? Magical.
Fairy magic is so many things. Elaborate on that, Anne.
Well, I mean, I feel like, yes, it's like there's quiet. There is leaving things behind. There is, I mean, I don't know. There's just that mystical quality in magic to their magic, in their magic. I'm just thinking my brain's...
You got your little brains going. I can tell. Our brains were fried yesterday. Boy.
Oh my gosh.
So anyone who has to do these Zoom meetings all day, my heart goes out to you, because we had a lot of live things, and then we had Zoom meetings on top of the live things yesterday, and we were toast. I felt bad we didn't get a lot of Sophia time in.
You know what?
What?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going, I don't know if we want to even deal with shipping, but you're fixing your printer. We could do like a limited edition run of print. You know what it is? I want to be able to help these bookstores. I mean, I want to help a lot of people, but like, man, one of our favorite bookstores is reaching out saying like,
we need money.
They need to be able to afford their rent and pay their employees.
Yeah.
I mean, so
and
many
it's not a little bit of
businesses.
money either that these stores need to operate. You realize how many books they have to sell to keep their overhead.
Fairy glamour. Yes, it is the art of illusion. Thank you. You're putting it so simply what I was trying to say.
She didn't get her afternoon tea.
No, I actually did. I had matcha.
Oh, wow. But none for me. Nacho matcha.
Nacho matcha was my matcha. No, what it was is yesterday was so much
It was a lot.
to process. Like
A
it's
lot. Saying poor wireless. So there was poor wireless connection. I just tried again.
Dane Nielsen, thank you. Actually, it's Little Shop of Stories in Decatur, Georgia. I am going to post their info on the Drawn to Fantasy fan page. I'll post their GoFundMe, but they're also shipping books. So if you want to order books, they are shipping books.
Okay.
So they have a skeleton crew in the store, yeah, we could definitely...
I don't think this fairy is standing. I'm just going to try this before we go to final. Like, what if she's just got her feet down?
It's dropping a lot of people.
Yeah, I see that.
They've got to GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I can post that.
I see it dropping, guys. I'm sorry about that. I think it's just a lot of people on the internet. I can try to disconnect and reconnect. We'll give it a few minutes and see if it does it again. I don't know, Ange. What do you think of that? Where the feet are more up and down, or do you
like it?
Or do you like that it was standing more? Do you like that?
No, I like what you've got here. It feels like it's
ballerina
kind of lifting off.
Okay. Close to the edge here, more than I'm comfortable with, but I'll live.
What about no feet?
Yeah.
What about just more layers of the ruffles? And
I've done that before. You never see the feet. Yeah, I've done that before. You know, I've definitely done that.
I like the floating.
I'm just curious, like what it would be if we just extended this. little more where it's more like that. Is that too weird?
That's weird.
Okay. You like more of the...
Well,
be able to
I just
see the
feel
foot?
like it feels kind of nebulous at that point. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
you want to see the
really-
foot.
I mean, they could just be little bare feet.
Instead of the insect feet?
Yeah. Oh, I kind of like that. Eric Burkert likes the insectoid feet, but
They're kind of small. Here, I'll zoom out so you guys can see the whole body with the feet. I don't know. Eric likes the insect feet, huh?
but she doesn't have insect hands.
Yeah, but that's always like the thing. I feel like she does become less of a... She becomes less of a creature, Ange. I feel
More
like...
humanoid.
Yeah, I think it's insect feet. For
Carol
the...
Ann Craig said human feet.
Well, there you go. It's going to be... Maybe it's a weird combination of the two. Let's see what I can do.
Oh God, I like the little claws.
Oh, that's what she had before.
Sheila Ryan's watching.
Oh, hi,
We
Sheila.
are a huge fan of Omar Ryan's work, if you guys don't know it. And even more, I shouldn't say even more amazing, equally amazing is Sheila Ryan's ability to ride a horse and at the same time shoot targets with a bow and arrow.
That's
It
winning.
is so awesome.
Winning. All right,
Yeah.
I'm zooming out on these feet. Here we go with the feet
Sheila,
again.
I love watching, I don't know if you know this, but our daughter Sophia is a horseback rider, and I've shown her your skills, and she is
Very
totally blown
impressed.
away.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, Omar can paint. That's cool. Hey, look at that. Ange isn't kidding. It's almost like she's in. It's interesting. It's almost
What
like
about little
almost like
slippers or
well, it's almost like
something?
a high heel with the insect feet. You know what I mean? It's almost got that. Of course, this is not the stage really. I mean, it's now or never, but this is generally the stage I don't like doing this.
Oh, that's like a high heel? That's weird.
Too weird?
Yes.
I think we're going to go back to what we originally
I would
had.
say if you
Although
were
I
to
do
say
like
something, it'd be
this.
like little ballerina-ish things. Like
Hmm.
little slippers with wings on the heels or something. Little things like a swallowtail thing.
That's weird. Well,
Is it? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
it does. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see. It
I think
does.
It repeats the
It
top.
repeats the top, so you can see it's kind of following the same shape. I'm always a little nervous.
Oh, there's lots of hearts for that.
Wow. Okay. Someone yelled, "Fairies or bug angels?" Yes, Christy Moore Lamaster. Could be.
Met
So
Omar Ryan at Gen Con last year. Loved his work. We're huge fans too.
we have an original
We
in
have an
the.
original of his, of this awesome fox that he did. It's in our dining room, Sheila. You can let Omar know.
We
and,
still love. We love it.
We picked it up at Gen
Gets lots
Con
of oohs and
several years
ahs
ago.
every
Yes,
time
people are digging whatever you're doing.
they like these shoes.
But maybe even point the toe down even
Like
more.
a toe, like a
The
like a
ballet
ballerina
toe.
on point. That usually goes like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here's the thing with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy drawing it, but it's ill-informed.
Meaning you're just throwing it.
I'm just throwing it on. I mean, I don't know what the legs do when a ballerina goes on point. There is, I know there's more to it than what I'm just drawing. I'm guessing there's a crease here in it, and then. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's pretty. What the interesting thing about that is it's a very.
Yeah, here you go. And just pulled up some reference. Look at that. Just looking at that hurts.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's like, look, I thought mine was exaggerated. It's not. It also occurs to me that one foot would be a little higher than the other. I'm gonna do one more erase. Remember how I said don't erase too much?
You remember how the sizing gets?
Yeah, the size. We talked about sizing. I got to figure out a little bit. Hold on, I'm just above the camera. just want to make sure I get her
Oh my
ankle.
gosh, I love that you guys are. Oh my gosh, Sheila, you have no idea. She said you should bring your daughter. We'll give her some archery lessons.
Oh, she would love that.
Would lose her mind. So every time we go to we love going to Ren fairs.
We go to the Mutton and Mead.
Yeah, Mutton and Mead, which is up by us, and we've been to the big one in Michigan, and there's one in Florida. But every time we go, we watch the jousting.
Oh yeah, we love that.
And her mind is blown, and she's like, I want to do that. Like, she actually was like, we went to Medieval Times to go see that show, and she was like, why are there no female knights? And so we talked to one of the knights after the show, who also, by the way, happened to be a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, no surprise there. And he said, they don't have any female knights in all of Medieval Times. And Soph like, I want to be their first female knight. I'm like, do it.
Yeah, how is that not?
Like, come on. Yes, King Richard's Fair. That's the
Oh,
other
yeah,
thing.
that's a good one.
That is so much fun.
Yeah, we love that one. This might have been a nice last-minute fix that I think is going to be... It's a little ballerina, but it does look... Let me see. I'll let you guys look at it as a whole image. It is a little dangerously close to the edge of the board, which is, again, not my preference, but it's okay. Given this, we're just doing, again, a glorified demo. Let me slide the board down.
Ooh, your friend's a jouster? That's cool.
There we go. So just kind of give you a sense of the whole piece. So there it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the new shoes? I kind of do, guys. Ange, look at it. I think it works. Look.
I think it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's definitely a neat detail. I mean, I'm sure walking...
There's hearts. There's lots of hearts.
Lots of hearts. Send hearts if you like this. Send...
Glowing things would...
Is there thumbs down if you don't? Thumbs
right.
down. Send the thumbs down if you don't like it. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of love for it. You guys like it? Okay, cool. Well, then we'll keep going. You know, the truth of the matter is, if I get the whole darn thing painted and I don't like it in the end, guess what? Photoshop. Just Photoshop it and change it. Gonna bring my sketch back to help me out here. I want to do one quick thing. I don't know. Can't believe I put this away, Ange. I'll be right back.
Lexi likes it.
Oh, here, it's right here.
Robert Rogalski likes it.
Rogalski!
Kevin Sylvester said, are the feet a little large?
I don't see... Maybe.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Could see that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just those little tips at the bottom.
Yeah. This is what happens when I'm doing it on the spot. Ooh, I like that even better. It's more weird. That's what I wanted, something a little weirder. Yeah. How about that, Ange? Like a slip, almost like a little slipper, and it's like a little... Do you see that? Mm-hmm. I think that's like a weird little seed pod.
Cool. I'm into that. Yeah, like it's something. Like
It's
not
not just shoes. Not just...
Commit to... Oh, what? You can even do those little maple things on the back. Little maple whirlies.
I mean, I don't mind putting the band there. I think the band is kind of cool. You keep the band. I think is kind of fun. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Is it weird? Oh, close up. All right. Hold on, Jankowitz. Jeez. He was like, come on, give me the close up. Let's see what we got here.
Helicopter seed pods. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the whirligigs.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Do you like that? I'm
There's
like
hearts.
I like. It's like the eye doctor.
There's no thumbs down option. Just put it in the comments. Thumbs down.
So you can see a little bit where the toe was down here. I've shortened it up, and then I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to kind of make it
Molly likes it. Michael likes it.
Molly Porridge likes it?
Penny likes it.
I mean, if Molly Porridge likes it, we're in. We're in like Flynn. I keep putting the toes right together, and
Yeah, I like it. It's something... It's a cool design. It's not just like a shoe.
Yeah.
It's...
Okay.
It feels otherworldly.
Ooh, well, I like another worldly. That's a... I'm just gonna make these uneven. Her pants. Her pedally pants. There we go. I think that's good. Now, I've gone back, Ange. This is not the reference I wanted. Bear with me.
I'll be back.
can't believe I put this away.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go now. Oh, wait,
We're going in a giant circle.
I have an idea.
Why are we going in a giant circle? I want to study the petal, the edges of the petals. One last time before I commit to this. I feel like the dress could have, because so why am I'm making all these final tiny adjustments now, because we're starting to enter the point of no return with the design here. So what I'm thinking is this dress is very traditional dress. It doesn't have the unevenness that I'm seeing here in the sleeve. And that is also found in the orchid itself. I keep closing the book and losing my page. But the butterfly orchid, wait for it. You think I know what page the darn thing is on by now? I mean, I only flipped to it 900 times during this last week.
That's all 900 times.
900. Oh, that's a good look at that palette. So good. It's got to be before this. Look at that. It's like fair. Here we go.
Here we go. Book too, which is why I'm not commenting. Sorry, guys.
All right. So see how it's super curly, uneven. That's what I want to get in the dress. It's a little too straight. It's happening more down here, but not up here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep the book here to remind me.
I was also, yeah, because I was like,
oh, those kind of shoes? Super pointy?
No.
Let me just see, Ange. I'm thinking of just kind of adding a little bit of this.
A little bit of this.
And a little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
Just a little more wild. Not so
ribbony?
structured. Well, no, keep the ribbon, but see how like it really goes in and out. I don't even know what the word is. It crenulated? I don't know. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm thinking like something like that where it really kind of has some undulation. I'm gonna try that.
Amanda Putnam-Palmer's heading out for a virtual SCBWI workshop. And you know what? For those of you who don't know what SCBWI is, I know we've gotten some messages from people like, I'm an aspiring children's book author or illustrator. So if you don't know, the first place that we usually recommend people check out is SCBWI, which is the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. It's a great resource for people who are looking to connect with publishers, art directors, other aspiring editors. Yes. Ooh, there's something on the bird feeder. Look, it's bright yellow.
That's a goldfinch. Yeah, that's a goldfinch.
I wonder if it's that one that's been...
No, that's just a gold. No, we looked at the goldfinch.
Yeah.
I pick up the phone and zoom to show you guys, but I fear by the time I unclip the phone and hold it up, it's going to fly away.
We have a bird feeder right outside. Thank you. SCBWI.
.org, right? Org.
Yep. Check it out. They do conferences, regional conferences, national conferences, both in New York and Los Angeles. And then they have some smaller...
regional ones. There's like a New England one,
groups,
I think. Yeah. Anyway, they if you're looking to learn more about breaking into the industry of children's publishing as a writer or an illustrator, they are a terrific resource. They are for profit, so it costs, but it is pretty invaluable, the information you learn. And they've got an incredible track record. Some pretty amazing award-winning authors and illustrators have come out of the SCBWI program. Our friend Dan Santat won the Caldecott Medal a few years back for his picture book Beagle, and Dan's been affiliated and working with him for many years.
Gosh, so many people. Vanessa Brantley Newton.
Is she with the SCBWI? I didn't know that.
She did a lot with SCBWI.
Nice.
So many authors and illustrators. Heidi Stemple.
Oh yeah,
Jane
Heidi
Yolen.
and Jane. Yeah, they do a lot. They're
countless
always so
people.
good. They're always really good about group. They love that kind of stuff. They're really good about it. Heidi and Jane.
Yeah.
She does the highlights, and Jane does her
Not for profit, but the membership fees help to fund the organization. Okay, good to know.
Oh,
Rebecca.
good to know.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for clearing that up.
Thanks for straightening us out on that.
Okay, this would actually be turning away as it gets up near the top. Like that. Oh, this song played yesterday, I want to say, and it makes me so happy. I mean, I feel like I'm in a cathedral, but I think that helped it a little, right, Ange? Just broke it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think we're good to go. I don't feel like I need to do any more noodling on this. What do you guys?
I will say, and somebody just pointed this out,
Her feet
the
are too
back, like from the top half, looks shorter than the bottom half.
The top half
of the skirt. So like here to here, it looks longer than here to here.
Okay, so let's. There's a way we can know that.
I mean, I know you would normally, we'd probably see that, scan it, distort it.
You're saying the length of the skirt. So let's say this is the central axis of our waist right here, right?
Okay.
So let's measure it. So it's about there, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, basically it's from the cap of, let's say from the cap of the eraser to the tip of the pencil,
Yeah.
right? So it could extend a little further.
Yeah.
It could go to about here.
Yes.
And it could go all the way to here.
Yeah.
Really good observation.
Somebody pointed that out, and then
Somebody else said, yeah.
Fleek nails, far from Fleek with these nails. Thank you, though.
So that's really what it should be going
Yeah.
out to. Let's do that. I mean, this follows it here, so it's okay to break it, unless you think this one should be the one that goes all the way out. So let's just send it out and see what we get. That might be kind of
Yes.
Nice. Ooh, that's nice. I
That's
like that.
better.
Yeah, I like
Thank
that.
you.
And then I'm gonna send this one out to the edge.
The one up and above that, like one.
Maybe
yeah.
here? One of
Thank
these?
you. Yes, Queen.
Good catch. Whoever caught that. Good eye.
Agree. Who was that? Raise your hand.
You feel confident.
Yes,
secure.
Avery Wells nailed it.
Nailed it.
And it's funny because Tony can't see. It's like he's looking at it in front of him. But there's something about it when you're looking at it and seeing the full picture.
Yeah, I'm focused on an area. So this is, you guys always, there's the famous thing of the artist kind of paints, then steps back 5 feet and rubs their chin and looks at the painting for like 10 minutes. That's what they're doing. That's it right there. You did it for me. Mm-hmm. I don't want all of them to touch because...
So Andy Robbins said, is this something she's wearing or part of her body?
Yeah.
Just design. It's
just yeah, they're flowery things. I mean, I think they're to me they're the spirit form of nature. So I think they're comprised and they take a human form because that way we'll understand what we're looking at.
I actually think
Does that make sense?
Industrial Light and Magic did a really great job of showing that in the Spiderwick movie.
Yeah, they did.
When the fairies moved, these really looked like flowing petals.
Yeah, they undulated like almost like a sea creature, which I thought was a really cool way to do it. I'm gonna push that, flare that out a little bit. I'm just pushing things now. Now here's the thing. We're gonna do as I said, we're doing the final drawing. This is the transfer. We're still at the transfer stage, Ange.
Yes.
We haven't done the final drawing yet.
You haven't done a final drawing.
This is
you
the
haven't
final.
done a flip yet.
No, flip's good. We're good. I can't do a flip on
You're
this,
good
so
on
you
that.
won't say it. Yeah, no, we did all that homework
In the
already.
drawing.
We did it at the earlier stage.
Okay.
But this is a glorified version of the transfer because it's a number 2 pencil and it can be erased. And if I get it wet, it will mostly dissolve as well. No, we're now going to break out
Yes.
a barrel. I'm going to use a dark brown on this one. I have used sepia. I've used terracotta. I usually use some shade of brown because I like earthy tones. And now I'm going to begin the final drawing. Now this will go on for probably another half hour, 45 minutes. So I don't know if we'll do the complete drawing live for you today, but I'll do some of it so you get an idea. I'm going to sharpen it
You
nice.
guys are obsessed with whether or not you can see her bum. You wouldn't see her bum. She has a
Still?
crinoline under there. She has layers. She has bloomers.
But
she has ruffles and...
Yeah. And
Muscles
and
and
if you
ruffles.
saw her bum, it would be a weird insect or a flower bloom.
Or it would be like a... What part of the insect is that?
Abdomen
The
with
yeah.
a stinger. So there you go. There now we've
She doesn't have a bum, y'all.
all right. So I'm going to zoom in. Hold on.
Petticoats, yes.
Thank you. That was the word I was thinking of earlier. 10 points to Gryffindor for getting that one right.
Emily C. Martin.
Emily C.
was it?
Martin.
Yes. petticoats.
That Emily C. Martin, she's one to watch. She's got it going on.
Just the daily shout out to Emily C. Martin.
For why, Ange?
For just starting Drawn to Fantasy, fans of Drawn to Fantasy. The Facebook page.
How many fans are there?
There's over 200.
Are there really?
Yes.
I didn't look today. I've been trying to keep up with it.
Don't objectify the fairy. Exactly. Miss, your stamen is showing.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I like flower humor.
What kind of pencil is that?
This is a Prismacolor dark brown. I've used sepia. I've used terracotta. I've used a variety. To be honest with you, I looked in my bin to see what I had enough of because I'm going to burn through a lot of this pencil in doing this because I'll want to keep it sharp, especially in these areas here. And you can see already the tip's already broken off. So I'm just, what I'm doing is, and I'll do part of it so you guys can see what's going to happen here. So I'm doing all the little flowers, the cowl around her neck. And this is the guy. This is going to be...
Can you erase a Prismacolor pencil line?
Someone's thinking. I cannot. But it will erase the number 2. And that's what's going to happen here. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush to show you what I mean. But we're going to show you the big reveal before...
Kate Blair, you're right. Kate Blair said, I go through Prismacolor so fast because they break so easily. The leads are delicate.
The leads are delicate. Kate, the other thing I try to do is you'll see me, especially if you watch the speed videos, I'll switch and hold it this way and I'll side swipe some stuff. And while I'm doing that, like here, I'm going to do it here on her collar. I'm sharpening the lead again because and now Kate, I don't even think about it anymore. Now I'm going to, so you see that little edge there I just sharpened? Now I'm going to rotate it. So I do a lot of that when I'm working. It takes a while to learn how to do. And then after a while, you don't even think about it anymore. I'm just, like right now, I'm doing it and I'm just keep stopping, pausing, rotate, pause, rotate. And it'll give it a little point again so that I can keep going. See? I just made a little tiny point so I can keep going without having to stop, sharpen, and eat the pencil up.
Close up, she looks like she was inspired from the movie Ants.
Not sure how I feel about that. Just going to be honest with you.
Because you didn't like those designs.
I did not like those designs.
I actually thought
that person
I'm
does not win.
Say this, but I was.
That person does not win the junk pot. No, they don't know.
Oh, interesting that you asked this. Joanne Lone, has anybody tried any of the Arteza products?
Joanne, that's a great question because they contacted me about being like a sponsor or sponsoring me.
A spokesperson.
Yeah, and I don't use their stuff, so I don't know. And we started a conversation, and then, truth be told, I didn't really follow up on it. They reached out to me.
Have you guys tried? Let us know if you like it, because we'll have them send us a bunch of stuff, and they could be like sponsored by Arteza.
Yeah.
Drawn to Fantasy is sponsored by. Get some good stuff. We get loot and give it away.
We just give it away. I think Jake Parker, who created Inktober, I think he does a lot of that. He has a lot of great sponsors.
Rebecca Thornburg has a friend who puts the Prismas in the microwave to rejoin a lead after the pencil fell on the floor.
Wow.
That's really nice.
Kind of melt the paraffin in it, I guess, and get it to rejoin. I don't know. I mean, I'm not that precious with them. I'm pretty brutal on most of my art supplies, so I just like, if I break it, I just throw it out and grab another one.
What paint are you going to use for the final?
The same paint I've been using.
Which is? For those of you who haven't watched. It's
a Holbein acrylic gouache. It's a mixture of acrylic and gouache. Love this stuff.
Kaylee Ann Lewis said the movie Ants freaked her out as a kid. I am with you. That freaked me out too.
Yeah, the design was cool design. I think they
freaked me out as a grown-up.
They could pull it off now, but then they looked really weird. I liked Bugs Life.
I did not like it.
It came out at the same time as Bugs Life, remember?
Yeah, Bugs Life I liked.
All right, here we go. Look at that. I don't know if you can see how sharp that is. So I'm very delicately moving in.
You tried Arteeza's colored pencils. Nice, but not amazing.
Ooh, good to know.
I've been seeing all those Facebook advertisements too, so I'm curious.
I wonder if they're just reaching out to a bunch
Oh,
of artists.
nice. I teach art classes for my library, and they donated me a bunch of watercolors.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Let's see. I've used the Arteza watercolors and real brush pens, and I love them.
Okay, well, that's also good. You know, it's art supplies. It's like different strokes for different folks. Like, I think everyone has a thing they love, and then once you kind of lock onto it, that's your jam. That's what you love using.
Okay for the learning and student, but not my favorite. Claire Blair Wheeler says.
Oh,
but they're affordable.
I like that as well.
Yeah, we did see the folks that make acrylic gouache, Holbein, right? Is it?
Yeah, we've met the owner of.
Yeah, they were. He was
He's
at
at
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
He sets up at Comic-Con,
Pretty
and he
nice.
gave you some paints, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
He's not far from. I want to say he's in like Vermont or something.
Be so cool to go and see them
Make it.
make them. Go to the factory. Be neat.
They make my favorite paint in the world.
Yeah.
Just be like in Wayne's World, where he's like, people sell out, man, and it's just so sad. And you just see me like a NASCAR driver covered in patches from acrylic gouache, Holbein, Arteza.
Can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
He's down. He's not in front of the microphone. He is below the camera right now, so that would be why you're not hearing him, because he's getting in on that little detailed face. We were at San Diego Comic-Con, Andy.
I was saying my favorite scene in Wayne World is when Garth is like, man, people sell out and it's just so sad, man. And then he's wearing the NASCAR jacket of sponsors. That's going to be me with Holbein and Arteza the next time you see me.
Brought to you by Michaels.
Oh, man, I would love that. Or Dick Blick or... what's the other? Jerry's Artorama. They're all great places, and they keep me happy. All right, I think we're getting somewhere now. Here. Now I'm gonna take my Kneaded. I need this Kneaded. It's been loved. I'm gonna zoom way in.
Does the Prismacolor block the paint at all?
No, you're gonna paint right on it. All right, now we're really zoomed in. Like here's my thumbnail to give you an idea. But this is what I wanted you to see. Very lightly.
Bye-bye, pencil. Bye-bye, number 2.
Bye-bye, number 2. That area is now ready for paint. That's how I do it. So the, and I'll rework it a little bit, but this can get wet. This can get paint all over it. And the lines will need to be reinforced. The lines will be reinforced yet again with a very fine brush. But now I've got a terrific roadmap that will not be this line here. Well, I don't know why I put it. That's driving me nuts on her face, but it's all right. It'll get obliterated.
Lexi's got a Kneaded eraser that she loves.
That's awesome.
Joshua Canfield, do we go to Dragon Con in Atlanta? The answer to that is
no. We
are always at Decatur
Book Festival. Look, we've come full circle in our convo.
Which happens at the
same time
as Dragon Con.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in Atlanta, but I'm at the Decatur Book Festival and not on that part of that side of town. But we love.
Ooh, bad vibes for Michaels.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know. Let's see. Do you have a specific brush you prefer?
Cheap garbage ones. We'll get into that tomorrow when I start.
From Michaels.
From Michaels. Yeah, they are. No, I mean, look, Michaels sells very fancy, expensive brushes. But I just use cheap ones because I just go through them. I'm rough with them. I've got a few that I've kept held on. So you can see I'm just kind of using this in a side swipey kind of way.
I like that little thing on her shoulder. It looks like a little garbanzo bean.
She's got like a little seed pod thing happening there. It's going to be real yellow.
That's right. Support your local indie art shop. We definitely do that too.
The Guild Art Supplies in Northampton is, I usually go there first for all my art needs. Sometimes they've got it, sometimes they don't, but they know me there.
Let's see. Oh, there was something. Would you guys ever do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's how big it is, but
No, it's big.
is it?
Oh my gosh, it's huge, right?
Is J.K. Rowling?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So I'm working on that. So this is going to now go on. As you can see, I'm going to now redraw for the final time our Sprite. But all these lines are going to get reinforced continually through the painting process too.
Steve Jankowitz said it was fun meeting you and Bill Stout at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, nice. We must have been hanging out at Bill's
booth, stalking Bill.
Stalking Bill. We'll save the Bill Stout stories for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. If
Got a
you're
lot
a
of
Bill Stout fan, we've got a good story.
We've got some pretty good Bill Stout stories. He's been an influence and an inspiration for many years for me. Since high school, when I found that.
We should do a little check-in with him.
Yeah, see how he's doing. Yeah. I'm going to hold off on those hands because I got to get in on that. I got to put my nose literally to the tabletop.
I like the collar, babe. All those teeny tiny flowers.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we're coming along. So I think I'm just going to keep going. If Ange, you want to think about someone to pick for our winner today?
Oh my goodness,
and,
we're there already.
We're there. We're past the hour. We've gone. And I'll keep penciling this so that tomorrow we can get started on the painting. On the painting, they'll win this. Whoever wins the junk pot today will win my transfer sketch.
This is a coveted piece. I have to say, oh gosh, it's difficult for me to even choose who's going to be getting this.
I'll erase the scab that I put on it to show it the scab.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let me get the music queued up.
Cue it up, Ange.
Queued up.
Today is 4/16.
Got the Tom Hoffelder jam kicking.
Get it ready for you guys. Here it comes.
Gosh, it's already 4:07, you guys. This has been great hanging with you. Kind
As
of a quieter
always.
day, but an enjoyable day.
We're getting on our final approach. We're slowly closing in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating today's winner. You hit the junk pot, Alfonso Morales!
Alfonso! Let's give a big round of applause to Alfonso,
Woo!
who won today's junk pot. Alfonso, please send me a direct message with your mailing address so you can win my garbage.
It froze up.
Oh my gosh, he's like, wait, what? Alfonso, you've won my garbage. This is all for you. Alfonso, send me a direct message. We'll get this sent out to you. I hope everyone is safe and well. Hang in there. I'm Tony DiTerlizzi, host with my lovely co-host and amazing wife and best friend and an exceptional chef. An incredible hugger. Really good hugger. She's good. Angela DiTerlizzi. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Congratulate yourselves. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Give yourselves
you
a
guys
round.
are fantastic.
Or as Dumbledore likes to do, that little just...
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Fantasy.